How is that kind of different? How do you guys work with the account structure?
Yeah, so FIRN is an account-based privacy system, whereas all the others are UTXO based, and this is kind of the key fact that makes a lot of this work. Now, I guess I can talk about what account-based and UTXO-based means. Now,
Is this how you make these optimizations? Is it to do with the account structure, and that's how you
yeah,
get?
absolutely. That is the key fact that makes them possible. Now, what is account-based and UTXO-based? I mean, I don't know how much we need to go into this. This is really a classic thing that, like, anybody who understands Bitcoin and Ethereum technically should know what this difference is. Although when you sort of press, I think you find that many people haven't really thought that much about what the differences are. But roughly in Bitcoin, the state you own, right? When you open up a Bitcoin wallet, it'll show a nice number. It's like you own, 4 Bitcoins, right? But what does that really mean? What that means is that under the hood, there's some collection of could be hundreds of UTXOs that are all addressed to possibly different public keys, but still ones that you control, that live in your HD hierarchy. And if you take all those, you filter for the ones that you can spend and add them up, then you get 4 Bitcoins, right? But there's no number 4 sitting anywhere in the Bitcoin blockchain, right? That's an artifact that your wallet has it's a virtual number that your wallet has constructed for you, right? And when I want to send you 2 Bitcoins, I don't just subtract 2 and, sign the number 2 and send it to you or something, right? My wallet needs to sort of scrounge through my set of UTXOs and find some subset that adds to 2 or more, and spend all those and make change, right? Maybe the smallest subset I could find adds to 2.5 or something, right? So you're not going to have an even subset that adds to the exact amount you want. You'll have some leftover. So you need to then make change and send part of it, 0.5 back to me and then send to you and things like that, right? So we all know what Bitcoin is, but I find that not many people have thought through all that is involved in running a Bitcoin wallet. It's actually extremely complicated. And, sure enough, Bitcoin wallets often do use indexers, right? So when I fire up Exodus is a software wallet that used to be pretty popular, right? Does it do all that? Right. So when it wants to learn my balance, is it going to download the entire Bitcoin blockchain and figure out which UTXOs are to me or not? No, it's probably going to go to some third party. I don't know specifically how Exodus does it, but probably the actual task of finding my balance is not performed on my machine. It's done somewhere else. Now, think about how complicated all this is. It's actually pretty insane. In Ethereum, what does a wallet need to do? It needs to send one RPC query to one node anywhere, not a special indexer, just a plain regular Ethereum node. Say, what is the value at this account? That's it, right? And to send you funds, I just need to sort of take some small transaction that says send to Ether and sign it, and then I'm done. So it's really amazing what the difference is. Now, I think you can kind of extrapolate when you have UTXO-based privacy, what the complications are going to be, right? Essentially, they're everything that I just said about Bitcoin and actually much more, right? Whereas FIRN, which is account-based privacy, is kind of analogous to Ethereum, right? When I want to learn my FIRN account balance, I can essentially go to any Ethereum node and ask for one storage read, and I get a ciphertext, which when I decrypt it, my balance is there, right? With these UTXO-based schemes, right? Like let's take Monero, for example. I can't just go to a Monero node and say, give me a ciphertext containing my encrypted net worth. It just doesn't exist, right? Rather, there can be hundreds of UTXOs, like thousands and tens of thousands, which are, most of them aren't even to me, and maybe some are. But to even determine which ones are to me in the first place, I need to download everything and decrypt everything, right? And finally, I can't outsource this to a server the way that I did for Bitcoin. Why not? Well, for privacy reasons, right? Because that's how would that server know how to decrypt these things? Well, it wouldn't unless you give that server your viewing key, which is absolutely like not acceptable from a privacy standpoint. And bizarrely, actually, there was an early Zcash wallet that actually did this, right? Like, this sounds like a joke, but basically, if you read how they do it, they say, well, yeah, actually, you're giving your viewing key to some server somewhere, which is just completely insane.
Unchecked governments have eradicated privacy and truth. Those who resist are brought down swiftly, but we refuse to submit. Unipunks are freedom fighters, protected by encrypted shadows. The future we're building is sovereign and uncensorable. The moonlit night is coming.